Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of A.T.O.M RPG. This is Colonel RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you're chose to join me today in front of the hospital as we talk to this guy over here. We talked to him already. I'll just see you later. Let's have a chat with this one, because I don't think we talked to him before. A short-haired militiaman is idly watching the neighborhood, from time to time spitting on the street's cracked asphalt. Having noticed you, he subtly rolls his eyes as if your questions have already left him disappointed, even though I didn't make any. What seems to be the problem, comrade? How's life? Life is life, nothing too interesting, and if you ask me, that's the best, because the last thing we need is another black hortensia. Can you tell me what that is? No, he can't. He can't tell me what a black hortensia is. What's happening here in the city? Nothing is happening, only constant blackouts. Our old power plant cannot keep up with the demands of modern times. Not powerful enough. It's a pity. Imagine sitting down in front of the TV to see our local news, but the power blacks out in the most exciting moment. Yes. So how's the exciting of the news? Rumors? If you're looking for gossip, your best bet is to ask the crazy guy who is screaming nonsense right over there. I would have scared him away, but I'm feeling a bit lazy. And what good would it do anyway? He is livening this place up, I suppose. I don't know who this the crazy guy is that he's referring to. I do know, however, that we have a mission over here. And thank you very much for reminding me of that. I have a head over here, the head of a militia gang. It's all fine. We have a head, and we're gonna bring it to a close. I would say the head electrician isn't happy about the slow rate at which coal shipments come from the city. I need to talk to Alexander Sablin, but that's in the trade house bunker. We need to figure out where that is. And that's the whole thing over there. Trader Yashin from Otanoi was once a prominent member of society. That's a different thing altogether. Over here, David Christou, yeah, still need to find that. A writer by the name of Gubstov begged me to talk to the publisher. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'll keep the head on me, but I need to talk to a guard outside to finish that quest. In the meantime, we are don't press tab, press M. We are in the center of Krasnoznameni, I would say. Don't go there. I just wanted to drag it. Yeah, there it is. It is an enormous area. Okay. Hey, wait a minute. I don't know if I talked to you already. I did indeed. Bye. Okay. So, moving on. What do we have? We have a junk dumpster place. I guess it's a dumpster of anything. Doesn't necessarily have to be junk. Hello. A man in his 50s, with an unshaved harsh face and unfriendly eyes, greets you with a short nod. You see his left arm, covered in washed-out, barely discernible tattoos, moves to the left. Is it covered in moves, or does he move to the left? Okay, moves to the left, a long, heavy hunting knife is attached to. Yes. What do you want, man? What are you interested in? That's two very different questions. I don't... can I ask you some questions? Actually, wait a minute. What does your tattoo mean? The question obviously irritates the man, as it would, because, duh, who quickly hides his tattoo behind his back. Greetings from the old life, bro. I don't think about these marks, and you shouldn't either. But, hey, my entire family's been into prison. I assume those are prison tattoos? We've heard of those here in this game already. There's nothing to be ashamed of. The man waves his hand, annoyed, but still answers. What a pest you are. Okay, I suppose there's no harm in telling this to a person who knows a thing or two of it himself. I got to prison when I was 20 out of sheer stupidity. A friend of me framed me. Bastard. I thought I was helping him to get an old fridge to dumpster. And it turned out he was trying to hide his girlfriend's corpse. Shit. I think the rest of doesn't need telling, and my tattoo means my nickname. Which is... Giraffe. That's his nickname. That's what it says over there. Well, wait a second. Are you... Wait. Giraffe is no ordinary nickname. Then I'm just gonna call him names. Shut your mouth! The man jerks his arm. Bastard got me in the end. Okay then. fuck it. I got down the hierarchical ladder a bit. I was sitting on the toilet and heard that jerk, my roommate, fussing about on my bed. I looked in the bed over the curtain. I was still new then and didn't know it was not allowed. And these jerks didn't take into account how young I was. So they called me Giraffe. It's very innocuous, everything really, but I'm not really sure what happened. Someone who looks over the curtain when he's on the toilet. Yeah, it's a thing, he says in parentheses, because that's a thing you can do with a voice. And the next 5 years were utter hell. I had no friends, no one to talk to, no chance to have a meal in a company. I did the meanest jobs. They beat me up for a reason or for fun. Bastards. I even wanted to kill myself just to stop it. The thoughts of my Margarita were the only thing that stopped me. Oh, he's the husband of Margarita. That weren't you away for reasons? What did she say that she was doing? That he was doing? Well, could happen to anyone. Now that you're free, there are different laws, I suppose. It's the same laws. It's just anyway. I'm not really sure what this prison situation is, if it's post-war or whatnot. And also, I have no idea what the hell that curtain situation was. Can you tell me about yourself? My name is Jenna. I'm a hunter. You might have seen my wife, Margarita. She often goes to the market. We moved here together not that long ago, and we live a decent, calm life. What else can I tell you? Once I nearly got killed by a dangerous mutant when I was hunting, and the man next to you is the one who saved my life. While I was unconscious, my wife went to him for vodka, which he gave her for free to make compresses. For the first time during the conversation, Jenna smiles friendly. This smile is directed at your companion, Lennon. Oh, what I did doesn't deserve such gratitude, amigo. I was just being kind. There are two things I hate in you, bro, and your fucking modesty is one of them. The other one I assume being the fact that he's bald. Or his name, maybe. And what's the other thing you don't like? Oh, right there. The way my wife looks at him, he says. The man starts laughing at his own joke and claps Fidel on the shoulder in a good-natured way, but something in his eyes proves he takes this innocent joke far more seriously, which means it's not an innocent joke, which means it's not more seriously than what it is. Fine. Ah, your jokes, Jenna, would suit a good stand-up comic, he says. Yeah, I'm funny, if you think about it. You're not funny if you think about it. That's how jokes lose all their meaning. I should know. I'm an expert at ruining them. Do you hunt boars? I didn't hear about that, but I suppose just might as well make a wild guess. Do you hunt boars? If we're talking about delving deep into the thick of the forest for several days, sleeping in tents, then yes, only boars. Well, and moose sometimes, or bears, if I have an opportunity to sell the meat. As for smaller game, like mermaids, of course, scolias, spiders, then I hunt all year round. They're common around the city. What rumors have you heard? I mostly hear hunters' tales. There's one. Listen, people say that during the war, one bomb didn't hit the city it was aimed at. Instead, it hit a nature reserve at the city border. It fell right on top of a herd of deer, and the radiation and the heat made this herd fuse together in a single creature, a huge, taller than any house chimera of many hooves and horns, which also possesses a mind that exceeds not only that of a deer, but also that of a man. They say this beast wanders these lands to this day, showing deer herds the way to pastures not affected by radiation. And it meets a hunter, and if it meets a hunter on the way, it instills a thought in his head that he should kill himself, and he does, with his own hands. People call this chimera deer aristocracy, which I assume is a pun. Not sure if Russian is good with, is like a pun-oriented language. I know Portuguese isn't. It's very, very hard to make puns in Portuguese. So I wouldn't be surprised if Russian wasn't either. So I don't know what that is. It might be a failed attempt at a pun in English. It might just be literal in Russian. I don't know. What about this place? What can you tell me about it? I'm mostly happy. These are good lands. Thick forests steaming with game are not too far from here, even though I think there are fewer and fewer animals in them every year, but I dismiss this thought. But I think it. But I also dismiss it. Surely it can't be that nature that survived even the war is dying now. I kill them and they don't die. That's how it works, isn't it? Ooh, look at that. Cheap salt. Maybe it pays well for things. It is really cheap salt. Okay. Well, I guess that's that. See ya. Oh, look at that. They don't even block that passage. Okay, looking around town then. Around the hospital, actually, in this case. Let's go back. We don't need to be here. Cool place back here. All the whatever those are. I don't actually know the name of these things in English. Yeah, I don't know what that is. I mean, I know what that is. I just don't know the name in English. Let's have a chat. In other news, oh, there's a television going on. Let's please stop that. Thank you. Okay, there's nobody here, so I'm just, you know, that's why you get blackouts. You leave our television sets open. Or not open. That's not how they work. On. On is the word. Okay. Then back through here. There's another little shack. Little boat. Nobody around. Fishing or anything. There's somebody looking around in here. Hello. Oh, it's this old smiling, crying woman. Absolutely. Ooh. Okay. Her television is off. Her television doesn't turn on. Ah. Well, that's why she cries. Or smiles. Both. Okay. We have a donkey back there. Or a cow. And there's nobody in this house, which is great. Because I'll take their 2 potatoes. That's all they had. 2 potatoes. And I'll take them. Of course, I will. Because potatoes are the best thing. That's a fridge. Please don't come in here. Does she own all these houses? Fridge doesn't have anything. Oh, come on. Oh, well, she doesn't. It's a cow, isn't it? Yes, it is. Yeah, she doesn't own all these houses. There's nobody here. That's interesting. Is she just leaving? Is that her? I think that's her. Yes, it is. Bye. Some waste paper. That's really good to have. And more of it, which is also really good to have, considering it's the same thing as the waste paper. Huh. Outhouses back here. This, I believe I talked to them already. Yes, indeed. Bye. And you, I think I talked to you as well. No, a woman in her 40s with a barely visible gray streak in her hair is uneasy black eyes that dart around, greets you with a good-natured smile. So, we've met at last. You're an interesting man. A man from nowhere, she says. I think she means a stranger, maybe? Have you met before? It's a weird reaction to me. The woman winks at you and stifles a laugh. Not in person, not in person. I, Igoria Mikhailovna, am free of any relationships and very open to interesting rumors. I've been interested in you ever since people started talking, or talking of some unknown man who came to Otranoi Gate. Sure. Is that... I don't understand what that gate word is supposed to be. You've been to many places so far, yet no one's recognized you, even though all the local residents have been to the suburbs at least once. You've turned up out of the blue, or perhaps from under the ground, eh? You know where curiosity led the cat? That's an intimidation check. It's a strength check, and it has... Well, the last time I did that is it had the most hilarious description the narrator made. I'll go with that. Yeah, don't repeat its mistake. She fails. Your attempt to intimidate the woman with your physical strength causes nothing but a burst of merry laughter. When she's done laughing, she winces at you and says in a soothing voice, "Come off it. You want to scare me? I'm not poking my nose in your affairs out of malice, but simply out of curiosity and boredom. Don't worry, I won't ask anything else, and I won't tell anyone or anything to anyone." Nope. Okay. Well, can I ask you some questions? You seem like this questioning people. You seem to like this questioning people around. Let's just admit this. What's your name? And tell me about yourself. You pester everyone with. That's not my fault. Come on. We know what you really want, don't we? Rumors. And I have plenty of them. Sweet, fresh rumors. Okay. It would be so funny if we could just ask her, who's she? What is this? What's the city? What do people say about the Chamber of Commerce? Huh, everyone fights. We simple folk fight for bread and grain in a bottle, and they fight for power. They had a guy called Yashin. He was an interesting man, climbed up the ladder, the career ladder, and then his so-called friends, fellow chamber officials, ate him alive and spat out the bones. Now he sells some shit in Atronoi like a total loser, because at some point he failed to take a hint, as far as I know. Yeah, that's why. Are there any rumors circulating in the suburbs? The most discussed rumor is standing next to you. Hey, Fidel, do you remember Margarita, my friend, whose husband lay conscious while you two? Conscious, yes. It says this location, I'm sure. Fidel passes his finger across his throat imperceptibly, which is amazing, because how did I perceive it, that's the word, and makes an angry face. Did absolutely nothing. While you two did absolutely nothing. Nothing at all. This is what I call fidelity, and which would be a cool name, or a cool pun if it were meant to be a pun. And true friendship between a man and a woman. Yeah. What do people talk about in this city center? They harbor no trust to the police after the recent intake. I suppose hiring is the word? I don't know. All because of a couple bad eggs. They're literal bad eggs, or are you saying the colloquial expression bad apples? Which is always funny, because the expression is bad apple spoils the bunch. So, yeah, a bad apple will spoil the bunch. But anyway, it's at least the expression. Anyway, there are good people among them who fulfill their duty. Yes, I think she says a couple of bad apples, so yeah. But even they will cover up for a corrupt officer in their ranks. Why? This makes people think them all trash. Yes, a bad apple spoils the bunch. That is how the saying goes. Are there any rumors from other regions? A friend from the far west sends me postcards sometimes. In the latest one, she warns me not to go to bed during a storm. Their village is of the bigger ones, and after one night storm, all the villagers had the same dream about a voice in the dark and a yellow arm in the doorway, and blah blah blah. So terrible it was they couldn't work for a day after that, and they were still shaking. Wait a second, what's this blah blah blah? What? Blah blah blah? I'm telling you, there was a storm in the village when a friend of mine lives. Where, I suppose. And they all had the same dream, and voices in the dark and a yellow hand and blah. For a second, the woman's face is distorted with sincere, blood-curdling horror, which is very weird because it comes out of nowhere. Her eyes turn glassy. A second later, she relaxes and continues with a calm voice. And other stupid things, you know, dreams can be weird, so you might not even want to go to sleep. Sure, I mean, I have no idea the whatever that just was supposed to be. Any of that. We have a lot of people over here. Look at that. Look at this guy over here. Hey, it's I don't know what that is. You see a man wearing a shiny silver unitard, as well as a queer helmet that has a metallic chicken waddle of some kind on the top. As the man spots you, he jumps up, hits himself in the chest, shows you the palm of his hand, and moves his index and middle fingers as far apart as he is able in a strange exotic gesture you have never seen before. These are very descriptive things. I have no idea what that is. Why is he's doing the peace gesture. Right? He's moving his index and middle fingers as far apart. So, right? He's doing the... all that, although he might be helping them with his hands, which is just, I mean, could be just absolutely unsettling if he's doing it like the spread. Well, you know what, that move where you can just spread your legs like horizontally on the floor and all that sort of stuff. Imagine he's doing that with his fingers. That would be terrific and horrific. Shang, bioform. My designation is Shander. I'm gonna go with Shander. P603, or how people in your timeline like to call or like to say, howdy comrade communist, my name is Shander P603. That's your name? That's your name. That's your name. I think that's your name. That's his name. I think that's his name. Howdy comrade communist, my name is Shander P603. Because he's quoting how people in my timeline say his designation. Nice to meet you. All that. Man smiles. That means my calculations were correct. Unimportant historical figure, Boris. Because I said my name. This temporal projection asks you for help in a moment of need. The recent future where I am from is in danger, and only you can help history go on a more noble path. Please, I beg of you to listen to my words. We scientists used all the energy of our experimental time machine to send me here. We want to have a second chance. Okay, are you seriously telling me you're from the future? No, I don't. I want to play with it. Yeah, fine. Tell me what you need to know to say what I need to know to save the future. I'm all ears. He opens his hands and draws an invisible circle with his fingers. What is that? How you? What? What does that mean? Is he like? Because it's an invisible circle, which means he just and he's also drawing it. Of course, it's invisible. It doesn't have ink. But if he's making the shape of it, then it's a visible circle, and it's also not drawing, because he has his hands open. I have no idea what that is. This gesture probably expresses joy, because my character is very insightful, since he looks pretty happy after completing it. It also might express hatred, and the fact that he just killed his enemies. That could express it, and he would be pretty joyful at that. In the name of the Holy Bolt Boy, the first robotic saint, I am so glad you decided to hear me out. Now, person from the past, know this. In less than half a century from now, a small part of humanity will rise from the atomic ashes. It will then create a technically advanced, futuristic utopia far away from here in the mountains. That won't mean a happy ending for everyone, though. Some people still struggle in the wild eastern wastes. We also share a border with a country whose people became a single hive mind organism. And there's this if it's a single hive mind if it's a single organism, it's not a hive mind. What the heck is that all about? I don't know. And there's this terrible menace I'd rather not talk about today. And also, a terrible, bloody dictator and tyrant conquered my amazing country right after it became a violence-free utopia. The name of this disgusting, sadistic, all-powerful god king is Ilya Kuznetsov, which I assume is a reference. And if it is a reference, what in the hell? I have no idea who this Ilya person is. The ruler of heaven, earth, and the 9 hells. He and his gang of ruffians and brutes quickly overtook our glorious country. They made us use serial numbers instead of last names, as if we're cattle. He's also changed our first names into silly made-up abominations such as Xander and Beetruton. Again with the beetroot, they are in this game. Anyway, he made the population walk on their knees begging for food. Also, to fight our urge to resist, he created a law of obligatory medicinal crime-preventing beatings. Right. Every day and every night, a special social worker has to slap every citizen of the country in the face at least once, for no reason. Even though he just... I suppose... what you mean is indiscriminately. There's a reason. I mean, even though it's misguided. It's like... crime-preventing beatings. And sometimes the social worker hits you in the backside of... with the backside of the hand. And some of them are married, so they have metal rings on their fingers, because, you know, people only people that are married have fingers, or have, rather, metal rings on their fingers. Also, what do you mean metal rings? Unless it's made of wood, it's always going to be a metal ring. Or plastic, I suppose. Do people have rings of plastic? I don't know. Anyway, to slap you even harder. And some even have rings on all of their fingers because they're... Oh my god, I was going to say it as a joke. I'm facepalming right now. Okay. I was going to say it as a joke because they are married to multiple people. And he says it right after that, since we're a polyamorous society. Yes, the only way you can get a ring is if you marry somebody. That's how it works in this society, which... I suppose it's okay. It's not like a plot hole or anything. It's just completely... Anyway, facepalm and amusement. What a nightmare, indeed. How can I help you prevent this ring-slapped nightmare of a knee-walking, codenamed, last-named hell? What do you want from me? Well, learning the biography of the mighty yet terrible God King, the demonic dictator... I was gonna say, you're gonna miss the opportunity to name the person. No. The demonic dictator Ilya Kuznetsov is obligatory for all, so everyone knows the exact date his parents decided to have a child. Could be many years before they even got married in the first place. It happened this year in a terrible circus filled with mutants that one may find near here. Please, friend, excuse the hiccup. Please, people of the future beg of you. Find the tyrant's parents and make them hate the idea of having kids. Do not let the monstrous Ilya Kuznetsov be born. More hiccups, I'm so sorry. Okay, I just had to deal with it. The strange man takes out a map. Oh no, not this one again. I know what... I promise nothing. What will I get for this job? He smiles and winks at you. Oh, you're going to love that part. I am ready to pay you 1 million in your timeline's currency. Yes, you heard right. A whole million. Maybe even more. Oh boy, that sounds really good. I'll see it. Yeah, I'll do that. He's wearing a thing. Okay, well, we are, I assume... I can't read that. We are, I assume, in front of the Chamber of Commerce. It's a very majestic looking building, and I like those things. And we're out of time for today. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Atom RPG. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment. Like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later. But above all, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.